Spoken glances across a crowded room, a language of silence that bloomed and bloomed. He made her coffee before she could ask, remembered her state, held her hand through the dark. But three little words sat heavy in his chest, a lockbox he couldn't open, a stoic inheritance. She needed to hear it, needed the sound, not just the gesture, not just the around. She started to wither in the quiet between, a roommate he liked, not a woman he'd seen. She left on a Tuesday with a packed bag and grapes, said I needed to hear it and walk from his face. He stood in the doorway, words lodged like a stone, raised his hand in a way she couldn't have known. Now he's learning to speak when there's no one to tell the tragedy of finding your voice when love's already fell. He spent a year in a therapist's chair, unraveling silence, learning to care, with words he'd been given but never let free. He wrote her a letter each day, never sent, never seen. A year to the day he found her cafe. The same Saturday morning, the same old cafe. When he saw her, the world stopped its spin. He sat at her table and let the words begin. He said, I love you, Maya, I love you out loud. A voice from the silence, a man unbowed. She touched his hand, let a tear slip through, then said, Elias, I met someone new. He told me on the third day, and I finally knew I needed to hear it more than I needed to feel it from you. 5 years of showing, a year of learning to say. Now the words are a river that arrived too late. She stopped listening somewhere along the way, and he's left holding the weight of the weight. He measured his love in gestures and deeds. She needed the sound, the small, simple creed. He finally spoke when there was no one to hear. A year of letters that disappeared. She found someone who gave her the words from the start, and he's left with the silence inside his heart. He loved her in actions, she needed the sound. Now the words are a ghost that follows him around. A glance across a room that no longer meets, a language of silence that no longer speaks. He raised his hand in a wave she couldn't see. The tragedy of timing, the tragedy of he who learned to say it when there was already too late. The lockbox open, but empty of faith.